Hello, this is Jer. This is the Nightmare series of Oxygen Not Included. I'm on the radioactive ocean asteroid that is metal poor and has a frozen core. Absolutely terrible place to be. As if it wasn't bad enough, all the game settings are on the maximum hardness, and we don't have teleportation or care packages. Enjoy! Oh great, we're just having some meteor showers. So I might wait for some meteor showers to clear up before I start this next project. But this next project, well, I have a choice between two things. I can either melt a wall of a rocket, and that's going to allow me to build on the outside out here, giving a lot of extra things that we can take with us when we're traveling. Or if I'm concerned about metal being short, and our metal numbers have gone down, but I have a lot of useful projects, and I could probably get away with not building as much for the next little bit, especially considering the fact that doing a metal mission or a rocket mission with a bigger rocket that has melted wall will be so much nicer. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. This whole thing revolves then around metal refinery, at least what I've done in the past. So we're going to build, maybe I'll build that one over just in case I need the space. Now, and making that out of ceramic, I remember it has been a while since I did the setup, so this could, you could be watching me go back and redo a bit, but I know that ceramic is important because this thing's going to get extremely hot, and ceramic can deal with the extra heat. Also don't want any damage from meteorites while I've got really hot liquid and pipes, so I'm going to wait for that meteorite shower to clear up before I go too far. Now the other thing that I've got going on, we're moving some Drecos. They're just hatching over here, and that is going to be a lot of work to relocate them, so I thought to myself, since I'm not using the incubator, why don't we get the Dreco eggs, both types, drop them off here at high priority. That way, and make sure that the standard location, I don't have that anymore, Dreklet and Glossy eggs. See Rancher picking up a bunch of those eggs and heading over. Also see this, we were pumping out some salt water. Got a door we can open. A little bit more salt water here. Got a pip planting some of these plants. Reminds me of got, aha, fantastic! So we've got these row of natural plants. We'll move at least when you guys over help with this project. Colony achievement just appeared. I think it's been a little bit since I've gone and checked some of the random achievements. Slick, oxygen not included, ghost of gravitas. Now if I want this to run, this guy here is we're gonna need a conductive panel. Make this out of aluminum. We're gonna keep this cool by running a line through it. So I have a cooling line already. So we'll connect into that. How far away is that? That's right here. This is our cooling line. I've never swapped the cooling line yet with brine or salt water. Maybe it is time to do it because I'm gonna have to take that line further down to take on some of this coolness, and there's going to be a risk of melting. I used to have a brine filter right there, so I could have used that. Maybe I'll just, it's not going to be a big effort to bring that back, so let's drain this effort. So this is where I am bringing in some of this. I'm going to cut that. Temporarily, I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to start to consume the water that's in this line, and we'll wait for this to be drained out. So far, temperatures are pretty good. So having an outage in that line's not going to be an issue. Just opening up this area so we can get some piping through easily. So I need a coolant that's going to go in and out of here, but it needs to be a liquid that can get extremely hot. And so hot, I'm going to actually choose steel for that. So we got to start off by making some more iron. We also need to make... Clicking on this... oh yeah, we need some refined carbon and some lime. So refined carbon, that should be pretty easy. Make about 33 pieces of that, but we're going to need a rock crusher again. Let's build that right here. So that's going to be refinement rock crusher. Already has a power source. Get some metal from that rover, so I will want... Actually, hold on. Configure this out by moving this thing around. The jupe that's there is going to be on the left, so I want a light sensor there. Oh, this is going to cover the whole thing anyway, that's fine. So we'll do this. That's going to connect to a light source. Ceiling light will need 2 tiles. And that will need some power. Unfortunately, I might have to just do this for the time being. But we're going to put right next to that some fossil storage. Let's take advantage of some of the lead that we have. I haven't been building much from with automation. So this can access this right there. That's important. Oh. Yep, let's forget. It's okay. Alright, so that's going to allow me to make some material that's going to be put into towards steel. So this area here is starting to fill up, melting ice. Maybe we'll turn down the priority of that. Okay, just realized that we have a problem. I meant to get rid of this ladder, because I don't want the dupes to pick up eggs that are actually dropped off here. Let's have a look. Alright, so we've got this drained out. Let's disconnect this, and then we will get some salt water going back towards our water storage. Then I will build that filter down here again. So in this storage bin, we are gonna store some eggshells. We will store some fossil, and I brought some back with me from the last mission. I'm gonna temporarily make that a priority 6, but turn that down pretty soon. So we've got some rovers delivering some fossil. A little bit of light automation. That's the case. Let's start this thing up. We want to make fossil, or lime rather, from fossil eggshells as well. Have a little auto sweeper in place. This is going to automatically load this once it has some power. Like this. There we are. So auto sweeper throws stuff in here. That's going to ultimately allow us to put in a few orders of steel. I just need to find a method to melt that steel down into a liquid form. Ha ha! Well, this is an unfortunate thing. I got to... Okay, let's take this off. Rover, really? I guess I need a temporary ladder to get them down. Otherwise, they're just gonna pointlessly... I guess I could let them stay there till the power runs out. But they're gonna be taking up usage of that. So, temporary ladder for them to get back down, and I will destroy this. It would be very nice if the dupes could arrive at this location. I just need a little bit more tube. So I have some new plastic. So we're going to dig this around like that. We'll build that around like that. Let's take this up here. I think all I need to do is I will need to wait for this construction to be done, destroy this ladder, and I'll have the connection there. So we just connected this line. I think all I need to do is select some brine. Connect this up. And we should have some brine heading towards our new cooling line. Excellent. With that, we'll proceed with connecting this. This is a disconnection right there. What is that pipe? Oh, that's a water pipe that goes towards the water, or rocket. I think we can actually reuse that. I'm not going to need to send water up to the rocket anytime soon. So what I'm going to do, disconnect this. Let's get rid of that bridge. Rovers, please move. Liquid. Oh. Try that again. Oh, once more. Plastic ladder, fire pole, wire, liquid bridge. Okay, please, someone get rid of that wire, liquid bridge. Okay, so I'm going to have the cooling line go into this guy. We will go up here. We're going to jump over. Let's see, we're going to go in clockwise fashion. Did I build this in the right way? I did not. Then I should have done the other way around. Or is that... Oh, conductive panel. Okay, so we're going to have one line go up from here. And we will connect from this down, this over. Just need to do a little cut. Try that again. There we are. Conductive panel is gone, so I'm going to make this out of aluminum. We'll go down so that it's working in clockwise order. Need a bridge. Go up. Here we are. I don't see any brine making its way in. What's going on? Closer look. This is selecting brine. This is going to be pushing it. Oh, I'm not. It's probably has a little bit of water, and it has nowhere to go. So how about we just connect this? There we go. And all of a sudden, we're getting some brine. So I'm going to warm this area up to make these plants happy. Pips are going to be planting 4 more. Oh, 3 more after this guy's done. Let's see, they didn't need that. Be able to get to... Oh, then that. All right. So I'm going to need to fill in some material. But I'll dig that out first, and we'll proceed. I'll try to keep the uranium ore as a little bit of protection. There is the brine making its way. A minute. What's wrong here? Oh, I forgot to disconnect this. Nuts. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me think about this. Let's do that. Let's disconnect this. Let's send this water into the actual water storage area. And we'll wait for that to drain out. I see Chef is a little stressed out. I don't know if this is going to help, but I figured we'll just quickly give them some carpeted tile to work on when they're cooking anyway. So we're going to need some obsidian. I need material that's not going to melt. And I threw all my obsidian here. Now that's going to mess up the plan here. I guess I can get rid of that one. We'll just make these 2 regular. Make this out of some other material. When the rovers can handle that. So we'll open this up so we've got access to obsidian again. I don't know if I have enough obsidian. So let's see if I can mine. Oh yeah, there's still some more around. All kinds of it. Okay, we'll see if that is going to be enough. I think I might need a ladder though. So I need to build a thermo aqua tuner and melt it. If I make it out of steel, that means that I'll actually have liquid steel. That's how I'm going to get that. So let's see if we can produce some steel now. I guess I'm going to need 12 pieces of that. Enough to make... Actually, let's make a few more. Lime, we'll have to keep producing that in the rock crusher. That's okay. I see Baker is already on the case for that. Let's do a quick check here if we've got any critters. There's this guy here that needs to be wrangled. Another one that's hungry for some food. These guys don't have any food, but we'll bring them over to the one stable where I allowed them to eat. Okay, making good progress. Have to rely on one of the rovers, but that's all right. So we've cleared out over here. So I want to have a warming up area, but we'll need a little bit of drywalling. Let's see, we'll fill in all of this. And let's give ourselves a cover. Now up here, this is where I want to store some very hot temperature. If I put these tiles in, the liquid that's going to melt is not going to... Maybe I'll make this a bit higher. The liquid that's going to... Oh, we're getting low on metal. Okay. Starting to wonder, did I make the right choice in not going on a metal mission? Instead, concentrating on this fancy rockets. Okay, let's try to cut. I don't actually need the corners. Whew. Okay, well, we'll see. Like some of the iron. Oh, do we have enough iron? Yeah, I think we do, because we already produced that. Alright, well, we'll proceed on. Oh, I just realized no one can actually access that. Just looking at this rocket, and I'm wondering, is there anything I actually need this rocket for? I don't think so. Actually, maybe we will have been relying on the carbon dioxide. We'll send another rocket up, and I'm going to destroy this. So choose astronaut this time, crew this, and we'll go up to get another rover. Just as I'm doing that, I realize calories are exceptionally low. At some point, I'm going to want an automated process of creating meat. I can also need to decide if I actually need an excess of these critters, because this is also very much potential meat. Get up here and get our rover. Send that back down. Oh, I don't have my typical landing spot. Where should I do this then? Maybe up here. To complete that ladder. What I'm going to do is let the little bit of carbon dioxide make this way back into the rocket. Then we're going to destroy this guy. Can take the chop that rocket off in the meantime. This very much feels like the early stages in this game where I was down to the 0 mark or just had enough calories meal by meal. I have excessive amount of meat around, so I suspect that's going to increase. But yeah, there's that. Turn this back down. These guys should have eaten enough dirt. Send them back to their stables. So this rocket went on one mission. Its whole mission was to get lots of metal. That metal is starting to get low. But yeah, now it's time to get rid of this. We're going to change that out with a new type of rocket with a melted wall, if all goes well anyway. So I'm going to make some drywalling here. This is where I'm going to initially store the melted steel. I'm going to make this out of obsidian. Otherwise, the actual tiles themselves could melt. And if I did manage to get molten steel here, it's going to evaporate in space. And we do not want that. And it's important that these are made out of airflow tiles and not mesh, since the liquid molten would go through it. So here is what I'm thinking. I'm going to make all of this out of insulated obsidian. We'll see if I actually have enough. So very hot molten steel is going to come out of this thing, because this is literally what we're going to put in hot molten stuff to do some cooling of the metal refinery. We're going to take the temperature of this right after it comes out. If it's hot enough, we're going to be sending it down. And if it's not hot enough, we'll send it out in this direction. So if it is hot enough, it's going to go this way. It's going to go into a new rocket. I might have to rebuild or move some of these lines around, but oh no, we're fine with that. But I do need to feed in. Okay, so what I need is another storage, or another, some mesh tile. This is where I'm going to store my steel. Molten steel. Do I need to make this out of steel? I don't think so. Normally, this is the type of thing I would just make it out of it anyways, but we're low on resources. I'm pretty sure if this sits on a vacuum, hot liquid that's inside it is not going to make this building itself hot. That's the hope. I could very well be rolling back. There could be a whole episode. This could just be a fail episode, and I could have a second episode of trying to do this again. We shall see. Okay, so if it's going out here, that means I want it to go into this guy. Otherwise, we'll go out and head towards this. Except we've got this in the way. So maybe we just come out one more. And we'll do a jump. This thing is in block order fashion, so we'll do that. I don't see any liquid cycling through here. What is... Oh, yeah, I think I forgot. I was draining something, wasn't I? Yes, okay, so this was being drained out. We'll reconnect this. So we can get our brine line, our new fresh brine line. That's doing some base cooling, is going to start up. There we are. Let's just check on these. Okay, one more to go. You guys are doing really good. I don't want them to put anything here, because that's where I was going to put some lights. So I'll put that there so the pips don't do anything with that just yet. I'm going to check to see if I can build this guy out of steel. Not yet. Where are we with our steel production? Making our way along. So lime is the limiting factor. I'll up this to priority 6 until we have enough. We see this salt water is dried up. So that was originally heading down here. We've got, looks like we're not bringing in enough brine too. Oh, that's just simply because I disconnected this. Yeah, we should be back into the brine business. Just connecting this tube together. And that'll make the dupes allow them to get out a little bit easier. Still waiting for that steel. I think we are anyways. Oh no, we have enough now. Okay. So we're gonna put... Oh, that's right. I forgot. Forgot. So we still want to have this connected to the cooling line. We also want to have this set up so that when I build a pump in the future, that's going to take some of this molten steel and load it in here. You can see we're going to need this support ladder to get down there. The other thing is I would like a little bit... Anything I build out here, such as a power connection, these two I want to be steel. So we need a little bit more steel. Oh, we still might have some in the works. That's good. Let's make 2 more just in case I need it. See Rover down. So this guy's power is right here on the right side. I'm going to need to build a pump. I'm just curious if that's on the left or the right. Can't tell by that. Oh, it's going to be in this corner. Okay, so I will want to make sure that I get this cover, this tile covered, plus this. So I'll have to cover 3. If I do this before anything that gets built, it will be a lot easier and less risky. So this is going to be the molten steel. We don't want this to be going anywhere. So I want to store it and not have it go out. That's fine because that's the way it'll work right now. And we're going to connect this just to load that in. From this point on above, I don't really care what I'm making this heavy watt wire out. Just use some copper. Let's do a little bit more of this piping. Be careful and think of... Oh! We're out of obsidian. First of all, sometimes when that happens, it switches over. So we need to do a quick check. Actually, if I do... There's a special filter. Well, it's kind of hard to see still, but I think we're okay. But, let's... First of all, see if I can just mine some more, because maybe there's a few pieces around. Not a lot, though. Okay, this may be the reason why I should go to another asteroid to get more, at least obsidian. I'll have a look around to see if there's anywhere else. Where is my other... Oh, there's geyser here. Okay, so there's a few more locations. What about you? You don't have any. Okay, I think we want to dig around this geyser. I know this is a Steam event. Dig out that much anyway. Let's see where we are. So my plan is to dig all around this guy. Get as much obsidian as I can. Oh, just realized there's a few more pieces right there. And I'm hoping this is going to be enough. Just looking at the path, some of the dupes or rovers need to go all the way around like this to drop off eggs here. I think they can go up through the doors. So I'm hoping that this is going to make their path a little bit shorter.
instead of having to do what this rover is doing right now. So just a couple changes to this brine line. First of all, I'm going over this very warm area with some radiant pipes because I actually want to take on the heat. Because we're running an aqua tuner. And I don't want to have liquid that can't get any colder inside of it. So that's one thing. The other thing is we're skipping this area down here. This is where it was taking on coldness. I no longer need that, for the time being at least, if I'm going to be running the aqua tuner. So that's going up here. I'll just get rid of some of the obsidian pipes. We're going to deal with that another time. So we'll have this to start operate soon. In the meantime, how about we design the inside of this rocket? Let's get rid of that. What we're going to do, we'll have insulated obsidian go all the way down here. Because essentially my goal is to melt these two tiles. But I don't want to melt this tile, because that means I won't be able to get gas into this rocket, which would not be nice. Now, steel is so hot when I get it up there eventually that this tile here, I don't want a radiant pipe, I just want a regular pipe to go over that. In fact, I'm still having this one as insulate. I only want one of these two, based on my my attempts in the past anyways. So in order to complete this, I'm gonna make this out of obsidian, just in case I forget to destroy it. This piece of copper, it is very important to clean the floors of anything that you've got that's not obsidian. Let's see, let's get that out. High priority, that's important. I've tried this in the past, and a little piece of copper or something like that is going to cause a mess later on in this stage. Okay, so there's the aqua tuner being built. This is a big moment. I don't want to have that thing start to run until we actually have our brine line running through, but it's on the way. So we should notice a little bit of a difference now. 21 going in, 30 going out. Just a little nervous about the brine freezing this line, so just out of abundance of caution, I'm going to add a little bit more into the mix. And easiest way to do this is just to get all this liquid reservoir somewheres around the cooling line. I just need to choose a location. How about right here? See that rover? So we'll connect in. So this is going to be in clockwise order, so we're going to go like this, and up and out like that. The liquid bridge going up. I don't see movement. What has happened? Oh, yeah, okay. So what I want to do, I want to make sure that this output line, actually, no, that should be fine. Yeah, that won't matter. As long as we've got lots of liquid on the way in. Might as well disconnect that now then. I can see I need an automated way to create meat. Doing some hunting is starting to get a little bit old, but we'll get to that at some point. Oh, rover, that's not the best place. I'm going to distract you and move your metal out. So now that I've got my tube, I'm not as in a rush to get material from these guys. So we'll turn these down to priority 4. Same thing down here. Now that I've got enough steel, we're going to turn that down to priority 4. I think it is a little bit more important to run this than the glass, though, so let's turn that down to a 3. So just looking at brine, making its way in here. Now, this is one of those moments where I could very easily be rolling back. But, let's see, if I melt this guy, I want to have these pipes put in place. They probably will be built if I make that an 8. I think we can turn this on. I think. Let's try. Don't need to actually change that. There it is. Okay, so this guy's starting to run. I'm going to hit disable auto repair. The temperature of this thermal tuner is going to start to go up until it gets hot enough where it melts steel, and because it's made of steel, that steel will just melt as liquid form. We're then going to quickly build a pump. Ideally, that pump will be made out of steel. Ooh. Okay, let's produce some steel quick. Let's see, get that in there. We've got enough material there. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're already over 200 degrees though, so not a lot of time. Okay, I was like, what are you doing up here? You're finishing that pipe. That is okay. And again, let's make sure that this will be stored in here, but not actually go out yet, at least. Okay, good job. We are over 300 degrees. So the aqua tuner is starting to take some damage. That is alright, as long as it melts before it completely breaks. So over 600 degrees. So our goal is to get above this, 2426. Over 700, a little bit left, a bunch more to go, but as long as we get there before this red gets to the bottom, we can do 1 or 2 repairs. We don't have a lot of steel. The other thing that I've got to be on the watch for is if this brine gets too cold, 31 degrees, so it's going in at that and out at 17 or so. Not so bad. Also, I don't want to have this go in this direction. Just want everything to go into here. That's the goal. Where are we? Above 1,000 degrees. This is starting to go on and off. Why is that? We are not getting the amount of liquid. That could... Oh, I see. So I will allow this to go in at priority from the aqua tuner. We want to keep this thing running. This little bump is not ideal. That is not ideal at all. Oh, rover there. So how long is that going to last for where we don't have a full clean supply up until here? Okay, not too bad, but maybe close. We're over 1,200 degrees, 1,000 degrees to go. More than halfway. I think we'll be fine. I think I might want to do this slightly different, so let's take these 2 out. I want to take the temperature when it comes out of this guy to determine whether heating is needed. If it is, we're going to send this through to this guy. Maybe we'll go up like that. So we're going to go in from here. Have this line essentially be the line that says, okay, we need to heat this up. So therefore, I'll go visit this. I'll have to get across there at some point. We won't have this here later on. If it doesn't need to be heated, that just means that it can go into the rocket. So it will just flow on like this. We'll bring this towards the rocket. get over there later on. Okay, where are we with this? 2100 degrees. We're getting close to where this thing will stop operating because it has too much damage. But it's going to melt first. I'm pretty certain we're near the 2200s. And the temperature is rising very quickly. Let's have a look at the liquid. It's 26 degrees, so there's no real risk there of stuff breaking in pipes. Nervousness going up a little bit. I'm wondering, did I forget something? That is very much going in my mind right now. Nothing that I can see. 2300. Was it 22 or 24? It must be 24 something. 24, 26. I think that's what it was. Speed this up just a little bit. 2380, 2390, 24. Slow things down. Boom, there it is. Okay, so we've got some of it actually turned to normal steel. I don't necessarily need all of it, but we need to do this at high priority. Someone could do that for us. They need to put in some steel first of all. Picking up the piece that's there. That's fine. Now the steel that's sitting inside there. Molten steel for that matter. Let's see. That is 1737 and temperature isn't changing, which is nice. It's in vacuum, a full vacuum around it. So there really is no reason for that to change. Okay, let's take this away. We'll see if someone can build this for us really quickly. Now we can clear this out or figure out how we want to go around. That's maybe what I'll do. We'll just get rid of all the liquid that's in there now. Okay, someone went on break. I think we're fine. The temperature isn't changing. Oh, it is. A little bit. Just a little bit. I wonder if that's the actual steel that went in this here. This is a prior there. Scientist is on it. Scientist is going to help. Why do you not have an ammo suit? How did that happen? I must... Can they... Oh... Yeah, they can probably jump like that, can't they? Let's take that out. Let's take that out. Back that up a bit. Well, not super ideal, but what is the igneous rock? Let's move that out of the way if we can. I don't know if that's gonna matter. Eek! Eek! I don't know that they'll get to it, but we're getting some liquid. I don't need the full 1200. So that's being stored here. This is the big question, too. Does the temperature change? As new stuff go in, it might go up, but it's not going to go down. We're not going to get heat escape from this. Now, another question. I didn't make this out of steel. I'm really hoping I don't regret that. So this thing itself is 39 degrees. It's clearly not taking on heat. That is not happening. This is working. Okay, now we got over... I'm going to disable auto repair on that. But, yeah, it won't take too long until we get all of this in there. I'm just going to clean this up just so it's easier to look at. So I can plan out what we want to do. I don't think I'm understanding the starving status. A lot of the hatches, they start at 10, but some of them seem to jump right to 5 or 3 cycles until death. So it seems like they're just not getting enough food. It would be nice when Draco or hatches are nice for early meat, but I like to transfer to a different form. Thankfully, we've got these guys. But yeah, this is the first time doing this setup. We'll see how this goes in the end. We are at 215 tons of dirt. Want to make sure we get this whole setup running before we're completely out, because that is our main source of food. Though I do have some lettuce growing now, and I'm going to have some pinch of pepper plants that grow without dirt. Okay, so we've got our molten steel. We didn't get the full 1,200. We have over 1,000. I'm pretty certain that's going to be enough. I think this guy needs 800 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. So I have to think very closely about how all this goes. I'll have a moment to think about that. It's probably scientist vomiting. Oh, no, astronaut. Yuck. And that is just before the ammo suit's down here, so we probably should do a little bit of a mop up. Do not want to make... Yeah, okay. That's too late. Yeah, I don't want to displace this. You know what? Why don't we just do this for the time being? And I will make a little... What's going on here? What is... This is not good. This is not good. Contents. So... Oh... I didn't think that it would actually put anything in the pipe. That is frustrating. That is frustrating. Okay, someone destroy that quickly. Okay, we're taking this pipe out. The idea is you don't want to have this molten stay in the pipe for very long. Right. So what I want to do then is take the temperature of this. If it's hot enough, or if it needs cooling rather, we'll bring it in here. Did we destroy? Oh, I didn't mean to take out our conductive panel. Gonna make that out of steel this time. Okay, so we need to go around this guy, but in such a way that I can still get this line in. So if we do this, make that out of obsidian, that should be good. Have the cooling line still access it. Cooling line can go out there, okay. Now if the hot stuff comes out of here, we want to meet... Actually, we'll do this. And this time I'm going to have the cooling line jump over. It doesn't have to be obsidian that way. Okay. Now we have to worry about the stuff coming out of these two places. Did I leave enough room for that? Let's go up like this. Gotta worry. Oh, the obsidian. We only have so much obsidian. Okay. That's... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I'll hold off on this, because we've got a little bit of obsidian we can get back from up there. I think I see at least 2 more pieces I could safely get without opening this guy up. Though, you know what? I could just open this up. Yeah, we'll try to, oh no, hold on. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be fine. Alright, we'll try to get away with just those 2 remaining pieces. Okay, where are we? This is gonna take a bit. So this is our stuff that goes into this guy. We just need to worry about the outline. 900. Whew. Alright, do I care about priority here? That's the only thing I don't know. So I decide I'm not going to have a priority associated with this. What we're going to do instead, we're going to have this guy go up like that. We will have an output from this guy. Oh, we are just down to the wire. Down to the wire. Of the amount of obsidian I need. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, maybe I do need to go into that geyser. Unless there's some other pieces that I just haven't seen so far. So now that I've got several of these guys in here, looking at their calories, they're all around 6,000. So I will dump this back to a 1. We'll wrangle and get them all back to the other stables. Okay, these ones look like they're just newly starving. So we'll just do a swap when these guys come over. Next step, let's see if we've got enough. Finally. Can I have a liquid bridge? Go up like this. Let's disconnect from this. We're just going to do an equal join at this location. Like that. I'll need to have at least 400 pieces to build one right there, but I'm going to do that right at the end. So, I need to figure out what temperature this needs to be at. So I guess that's the idea is 2,500, let's say. If it's below 2,500, send it into the metal refinery so we can make some material that's going to create some heat. It's going to come out of here and make its way into this guy. If it is 2,500 or above, it's going to go in the rocket. Let's make sure we have this rocket set up. We do. I see some. Oh, there was, well, a small bit of obsidian I could have got back. We'll keep that there for now. Make sure one of these is the normal type. Okay. I think we've got everything in place. Except for the cooling line. The cooling line has to go through. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so this is jumping over that. But I need to get something into there. Which means I need a little bit. Oh, no. Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. In fact, we're going to get a piece back right there. So this is going to be the cooling line going in. It's going to jump over. Okay. I might have put this together, maybe correctly. All right, quick review here. So we've got, I'm gonna build this yet, but this is gonna push this into this. If it needs to be cooled, to go through here, then if it doesn't, it's gonna go here, heat up the wall, and then I'll end up back here and keep going in a loop. Ooh, okay, well that's the plan. Whether that actually happens or not, stay tuned. Okay, we do not want to have this system turned on until this guy has power and that automation wire is built. Are you ready to see destruction? Hope that's not what happens. Alright, so I'm going to send the signal for the dupes or rover to create that. Actually, it's insulated, so it has to be a dupe. But we're going to be seeing what happens here very shortly. I will, why don't we Might make sense to put a bin here of some of the inputs of the metal refinery. But the cooling line is making its way through. Okay, that's good. While this system runs, the plan is... Oh, I see that we're going to need to fill in that tile first. But the plan is to create some heat for these plants to finally be happy. Let's also look at the polluted... Ooh, gross. This is the radiation poisoning effect. But, oh yeah, I was looking at this. That needs to be dealt with. And I'm probably going to be... Oh, here we are. Okay. So there is the red molten steel making its way in here. I'm going to make this a high priority task. We will create some steel. We will create some iron. Several pieces of aluminum, several pieces of copper. We'll create as much as we can that's necessary. We'll put in some of the inputs. So we're going to have iron ore. We are going to have, let's see if I want to have steel. I need refined carbon and lime. Just to make it a little bit easier for the dupe that's running the metal refinery. That probably... Yeah, let's think about this. The dupe is going to be standing here for quite a while. They're at risk of radiation poisoning. And it would probably be smart if we create a little bit of protection, whoever is going to be operating that chef at the moment. Make a priority of making that first one. So there is some refined metal being made. We should see this going back into this guy when they're done their first load. I see their neck starting to turn a little green. Yeah, we need this whole thing built quickly. But there it is. So we've got liquid coming out a little bit warmer than it was going in. And that'll keep going round and round and round until it gets hot enough and finally makes its way into the rocket. And I need to do some cleanup. There is so much radiation poisoning at the moment. I'm going to have a dedicated place to take that polluted water. Can actually have that go towards our pinch of pepper nut farm, or technically it's in the stable, but anyway. Alright, so that's going to be pumped for that. I'm expecting a little bit of stinkiness, so how about we put in a deodorizer right next to it. Give power to both those guys. Check on this, still waiting for tubes to get up there. So things are falling apart. One thing that always irritates me about this game is it changes some of the material. This is insulated granite. It switched to granite on me because I ran out of obsidian. Let's see if I go across. It'll try to recreate all the pieces that are granite. Obsidian, let's go up like this. Hopefully I only have like 2 pieces left. Let's see if I click on this view. Okay, I can see the 3. Oh, I see 1 piece there. I don't know, I don't understand. This is obsidian, but waiting repair. Better disable. I don't know if there's a way to do that multiple places. Okay, this wasn't happening before. It could be the fact that since the last time I've done this, the game has changed. There's some sort of update, or I'm just missing something. I don't know which one of those 2 things it is, to be honest.
Okay, I apparently should have made this out of steel. We are having heat issues. I'm going to disable auto repair. What is the temperature of this coming out? It's 2200. Can this system hold on enough to be able to melt this rocket? And will this even work any... Whoa, I can see that we have sent some material through. Yeah, okay, well, I mean, we've taken on a small amount of heat. We need to keep going. One of the troubles with this is this rocket wall really eats heat all around kind of too efficiently for this project. So as you send heat in here, you're heating pretty much everything else. So we've got some liquid going inside the rocket. Let's have a look. So as this goes on, you can see the heat of the rocket wall go up or above 250. So this is molten steel at 2600 or so going through this thing and being able to come back out, because I don't want that to break in the pipes. Alright, I'm a little worried at what I see. I think the biggest factor is this might break. Do I have enough steel? Actually, I can get some steel back if I need it. Too bad there wasn't a way of swapping out the type of material. If I could click on... Oh, can you do that? What? What is this? What is this? Will that actually... Okay. I'm gonna watch that take place to see how that goes. Wasn't expecting that. That's kind of cool. So I just realized that I've got to go to the bottom of this and click on Order Rebuild. And we'll see. Up that to priority 9, but I can already see one of the rovers there. So are they... Is this really just a deconstruct, reconstruct command in one? That's what I think is going on. Now, the liquid's actually being held in here, so this actually kind of works. So what happens? Oh yeah, basically. Okay, fair enough. Fortunately, at this moment that this happened, there was no liquid in there anyways. All the liquid's over here. How much liquid is in there? Molten steel. Okay. I'm just worried that we don't have enough liquid in there for this thing to run, but... Well, we shall see. So Chef is back on the metal refinery. So we are able to continue to operate this. Let's up this to high priority. Because this may have nowheres to go at the moment. Oh, that's not super ideal. Oh, and that's in the granite. Oh! That is not ideal. At all. Okay, what is going to happen? Is that granite going to melt? So the temperature of the molten steel goes down, but that must mean that the temperature of granite is going up. Quickly now, quickly. We don't have a lot of steel that we can lose. Whew. The other thing that I've noticed is calories are low. So things are actually kind of harsh at the moment. Let's get a few of these guys as meat. Well, this is holding. This is holding. This just might make it. There we are. There we are. Okay. Still need to have this changed over. Oh, we may not have enough obsidian for that. What do I do? What do I do? So the last little bit of coolant is out. I'm just worried about this system, so I turned or disabled this guy. I'm gonna still see if I can get this to work. We're gonna make a few changes. We're gonna have the liquid shut off be down here instead. And then we're gonna feed into that. So we'll go like that. And that's going to go up here instead. See if I can get a little bit of material. So technically, I'm using insulated pipe just because I don't want the actual pipe itself to cool off the liquid. But now that the liquid... Wait a minute. What if I do this? What if I just get the liquid extremely hot so I could just use regular piping? That's a risky move, but I might just do that. Okay, so I'm going to change this out to 3,000. We can enable this. And then in the meantime, the alternate path down here, we'll take this out for just regular piping, as well as right here. And I hope this goes well. Actually, it's going to be a bit cooler on this side, so maybe we don't do that section of it. Just bringing in a transformer at this location, because we're going to get an aqua tuner here. Now, all that salt water I had pumped out of the zone, now I'm deciding I want to bring at least some of it back. So we'll do that right about that location, and we'll need a pump, or pipe, going towards a saltwater source. I'm not going to tie into this guy. Actually, it doesn't have to be... It can just be regular water. We'll just tie into the regular water line. No need for this to be salt water or brine. Connect into this piping, which isn't used anymore. So now I'm trying to risk building normal pipes. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we've got very much hotter molten steel sitting here, so that's something. Oh, that's stuck in the pipe. Is that going to be a concern? Let's see, we've got an insulated liquid pipe. That's the sensor. Where's the pipe? What's the temperature of this itself? Yeah, this is the problem. It's cold, and that's having a cooling effect on that molten that's in there. So upping this temperature just a little bit more. Now I should have lots of obsidian, so replacing this should be an easy task. Do that at high priority. So this guy here doesn't have enough. Oh, that's right, because the liquid that's... Oh no, it's not that. We're waiting for this guy who has stuff that's too hot. Just waiting for that pipe there, I see. Okay. All right. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. This is not... No. No. Rolling back. So we are now on 181. Cycle 181. I have my molten steel. We're at the point where I just melted this, and before I send this out, I want to completely make a change. Is this still copper? That is still copper, okay. Yeah, we're going to make a few changes to this whole setup. We're even going to replace the metal refinery Get a little bit of material back here. Want some steel. So I know I want insulated obsidian pipes. That's definitely going to be a critical piece. Let's also send this in this direction. We'll do the cooling line after. Get rid of some of the piping that we've got around here. Redo this a bit. I've got a better design. Well, I mean, I've got another idea. Whether it's going to be better or work for that matter is yet to be determined, but we'll see. Yeah, let's just get rid of everything for the time being. So starting off, this time round, we're going to add some radiation protection from the dupes, just to avoid the amount of... Oh, that's a terrible place to vomit. Truly. Okay, see some more of that around. Not a nice place to sleep. Moment. Watching calories. We're down to 10,000, so we gotta stay on top of that. So now we've got better radiation protection. What is our reading? Mostly safe. Let's just go one more layer. Let's see some heavy watt wire. Gotta get rid of that. Next task is to build a liquid reservoir. This time made out of steel. Important we make that out of steel. We're gonna transport this material from here into there. Actually, we're going to do this one at the end, just to be safe. And we're getting another rover. Just thinking to myself, I wanted to save 2 tiles, actually. Let's give ourselves enough room to be able to take the temperature when this thing comes out. So similar concept as before, just a little bit more compressed to deal with the fact that we don't have as much obsidian as I had realized. So we're going to have a liquid shut off here and basically say if this is hot enough, it can go into the rocket. Everything will be made out of insulated obsidian. So if it is, it's going to go into the rocket. Once it goes through there, it will go like that back into this guy. Now, if it can't, meaning that if it's not hot enough, it will go in this direction, and we'll put the metal refinery here after once this is built. So let's make this the priority, so we can get this transferred over to this guy. Make sure we've got some automation wire in place, and the power. So we're starting to transfer the molten steel from this guy over here to this liquid reservoir, which actually is made out of steel. It's also closer to the rocket in this new design. Okay, I just realized that we've got some molten steel right there. What I should have done is disable this guy. And I don't want this to melt, otherwise I might be rolling back. But we're going to try to connect this like that. Make this the priority and see if this can be built quick enough to avoid any mess in this pipe right here. It's because I see the temperature. Oh, it's dropping pretty quickly. It's dropping pretty quickly. Is there a... Oh, maybe we're gonna be okay. Whew, whew. Oh yeah, someone needs to disable this, please. Otherwise, we're just going in a circle here. That's a task that the dupe has to... Okay, I believe we are good. Whew, okay, there are so many things that you have to account for in this setup. Just so I do not forget, let's put a setting here. Let's do 2500. Hold on. This is if it's above 2,500, because if it's above that, it's going here. It's the opposite of the way we had it last time. And continuing... Oh, we can hit destruct on this. So that is the last bit of the molten from that. So what I'm going to do then is put this guy, metal refinery, going to make that out of ceramic right next to this. And the idea... I like the fact that this now is disabled, can't do something sporadically. The idea is we're going to push into here and go up like that. If it is not hot enough, we're heading towards the metal refinery to add some heat. That's going to come out of here. I guess we don't need this section anymore, do we? It's a little bit of obsidian that we can get back. So this is connected. So from the rocket, this is making its way back here. I think this is just about it. Except for the fact we want to have this in place. And the conductive panel. Oh, we need to... When are we going to... Oh, wait a minute. That is not even needed anymore. That goes away. We can put in our conductive panel. That's going to keep the refinery cool for us. Make that out of steel. Put that right there. This might be it. We'll see here once I turn it on. So the coolant is going through. I think I can finally enable this. First bit is going to go in this direction. So it did not take long to discover a problem. So there is actually more molten steel than can fit in the metal refinery. So that's sitting here cooling off, and if that becomes a solid in a pipe, we've got a problem. My solution here, if it can be built in enough time, otherwise we're going to be rolling back, but my solution is to put in this path so it could go in and get out of the way. We can, well, yeah, actually, what am I thinking? The other thing is we can just start making stuff. So scientist has saved us. Even though we don't have this line running, we've got this out of the way. If this insulated pipe becomes warm enough, this underline here may not be needed, but we might as well create it just to be safe. So the actual temperature of the pipe itself quite low, and that's the problem we're having, because that temperature is cooling off this stuff if it's staying still for too long. So this is just the moment just before this is making it into the rocket. The rocket itself is quite cool right now. We've got this molten steel that's about to make its way in. We should see that immediately have, this is the non-radiated pipe, or the non-insulated pipe, and this is the insulated one. So it starts off here, jumped up to 100 degrees all of a sudden, and then you can see it, the heat gets transferred across the rocket, and it does not take long for that. So a little bit of an issue there. Cold damage. Okay. We're losing a little bit. Okay, and are we back? Oh. Okay, eek, 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 eek. Yeah, so many things can go wrong, really. Almost wished I have 2 liquid reservoirs, but I don't have that much material. Just want to have it go in priority order out of this. Is there anything I can do? What if we did this? Get out of there, get out of there. Just for now. until we heat this stuff up a little hotter. I'm gonna make the rule 3200. See if that's a bit safer. Because the hotter it is, the less likely it is going to solidify. So what I'm doing is going to make both of these insulated on the wall. And when things get warm enough, I'm going to try making this a regular pipe later on. It's just too risky at the moment. Because I need to build... Oh, hold on. I just had a thought. No, never mind. Okay, let's make that a regular tile. The problem I'm having is things are becoming too backed up. And I was looking out here, thinking to myself, I've got enough lead, or metal, refined, or steel, that is, to make this guy. So this would hold the slack before this gets loaded in here. But there isn't much room out here. But hold on. Why don't I just make it in here? I will, okay. While this is going on, I don't want to see any liquid come in, so we disable that. We're going to build this guy right here. We're going to have the insulated pipe go in like this. Then we will have 2 airflow tiles. There and there. And that might just solve the issue we have. So this is a liquid reservoir that I believe will... Oh, I didn't realize there was a little piece of liquid that's going through there, so we can kind of watch this go in now. So it's going to go through here and won't become backed up because of this liquid reservoir. All right, let's go and enable this system again. So here we go. We've got some more liquid on the way into the rocket. This time when we're going through, we're going to pass by this, but we're not going to stop because we've got this extra liquid reservoir to make sure we have some buffering as we're going out. So going through this, we've got the rocket up over 1,000 degrees. We don't see any issues in the pipes. Nothing is breaking. Loving that. So while all this is going on, just doing a little bit of changes around here. Now, I'm going to be dumping some water here, but I definitely want to get these farm tiles in first. So we mark that as higher priority. Then we can start dumping in some water, and eventually we're going to get these guys to come to life. We are out of Atmos suits up here. So I'm going to start removing maybe at least 2. Just because there's more important work at the top of the base than there is at the bottom at this point in time. So we're running into an issue. We're out of iron ore. In the meantime, I can create a little bit of copper, I guess. Create 10 pieces of that. Oh, we can make some tungsten. Let's see, make 3 pieces of that. But what I would like to get is some iron back. Here's several pieces that we can get. In order to do this, though, let's build a transformer. Right here. I'm going to bring heavy wire into this. And we'll bring a conductive wire down there. Let's see, we probably aren't short lime at this point. We've got 170. How much do we need for each piece of steel? 10. Yeah, let's turn that down just a bit. We're also not short water by any means, but I don't want to run out of water, so see, we don't have any new water going into this system, actually. As we're trying to consume brine, let's cut this guy out of the mix. Make sure we're going back to consuming water. This was... oh, this is this guy here. I guess we can start this up too. Why not? So what I'm going to do is destroy all this piping, or wiring, from this point over. And we'll replace that with conductive wire. The other thing that I might start doing is just replacing all my lines with conductive wire made out of lead. So as this rover dismantles this line, I will get this to start connecting these machines once again. Follow the rover. We'll go all the way till we connect into this pump. Make sure that's a priority task because that's holding up our water. Make sure the actual machineries stay at 5. Okay, so no problem right now. As long as this is built quickly, we're gonna be fine. Meteor showers have started. This is a little concerning. At least we have a little bit of protection here, but yeah, hoping we'll be okay. While I'm waiting for this to heat up, I'm just going through all my electrical circuits and tracing lead everywhere, so this in slower time will be replaced. Making sure I get each little section. See a piece of steel here, so I'm going to sweep that out of the rocket. So once I melt this, I want to make sure I don't melt these tiles. So just in case it's needed, it might not be, putting in this so I could push in some cooling liquid to cool things off after 2 tiles here have been melted. Now I'm going to get some radiant pipe made of tungsten. Fortunately, I've got some pieces of tungsten crate. I'll create 1 so far, and then I'll see about creating 1 down here. So now we've got a radiant pipe. So we should get a huge amount of heat transfer at that location. Now that we're close, I'm going to start to lower this temperature. Maybe I'll do 2600. Because we only need to get it just above 24, 26 or something like that. We are getting very close. So we've got this molten steel on the way in. Got a radiant pipe right here. We're at 2390 or so. I've seen 24 for just a second at one point. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, let's turn up the speed just a little bit. So once we get to 24, 26, there is the possibility of this tile actually melting. And if I can get 2 tiles, then I know I can get a dupe across. 24, 12. Keep going, keep going. Alright, that's it for this liquid line. But we are close, very, very close. 24. So as we have no liquid, Again, the pipe or the temperature is distributing across. We're going back down, but that will eventually go back up again once we get new liquid. Going again. This might be the melt. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, we still don't have access out in space because I can't get dupes through here. But if I can get this tile here to melt, then that's perfect. Just see if that's necessary. We're going to make that radiant. Wow, not even necessary. Okay, we're going to pause here very quickly, because what I don't want to have happen is to have these tiles overheat and melt. So we're going to disable this here. We're going to put maximum of 3, say like 5,000. The idea here, make sure that's disabled quick, is we don't want any new liquid going into the rocket like it is there at the moment. So that should just be the last few pieces. No more, please. No more, please. It's warm enough. It's warm enough. And that's it. That's our rocket. This is it. We have our rockets where I can actually build and have dupes, create stuff, and all these four corners out around the rocket. That is so amazing. Ooh, okay, well, before I do that, the next goal is to cool off this rocket because it's extremely hot. But you know what? That's a goal for another day. Ooh, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time. It takes a little bit of perseverance to get this, but there it is. It will pay dividends because it's going to be much, depending on how I design the interior of this rocket that has much more space. This could be much easier space missions going forward. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. This is just a little bit of a bonus, but notice at this moment I've got temperatures of 24. I'm going to save and reload my game. So I've just reloaded my game, but I haven't hit unpause. But as I do that for just a second, notice the temperature drops quite a bit. So it's almost as if the initial temperature of this can't be certain things. That's another way you can protect these if things are getting too hot. So I did not need this. So that does two things. It protects that from overheating. It also drops the temperature a bit. It's still way too hot. So next episode, I very much need to concentrate on that. I wonder if that is due to these guys at all. But anyway, that is that.